top into the snow-covered terrains of the Himalayas dwells the 22nd state of our country, Sikkim. At height of 280 feet above the sea level, placing itself snugly on 27° north latitude and 18.5° east longitude, the geography of Sikkim is a unique combination of several intriguing abiotic factors.
Sikkim is a state in the northeastern India. It borders Tibet in the north and the northeast, Bhutan in the east, Nepal in the west, and West Bengal in the south. Sikkim is close to India's Siliguri corridor near Bangladesh and is the 22nd state and the second smallest state in the Indian Union with a total area of 1796 square kilometer. Sikkim is notable for its biodiversity, including alpine and subtropical climates, as well as being a host to the Kanchenjunga, the highest peak in India and the third highest on earth. Sikkim's capital and the largest city is Gangtok. Sikkim has a peculiar climatic condition which varies from tropical heat in the lower valleys to the freezing cold in the higher altitude state, and is basically divided into subtropical humid type, semi-temperate type, temperate type, alpine snow forest type, alpine meadow type, and arctic type. Sikkim Himalaya is presumed to be the most humid place in the entire Indian Himalaya because it is situated very close to the Bay of Bengal and is directly exposed to moisture-laden southwest monsoon, and is one of the rainiest regions in India as it comes direct on the path of the monsoon clouds. Nonetheless, it varies with varying altitudes. Sikkim is a home to around 5,000 species of flowering plants, 515 rare orchids, 60 primalis species, 36 rhododendron species, 362 types of ferns and ferns allies, 900 medicinal plants. The noble dendrobium is the official flower of Sikkim, while the rhododendron is a state tree. The fauna of Sikkim includes the snow leopard, musk deer, Himalayan thar, red panda, Himalayan marmot, Himalayan sero, etc. And out of approximately 1438 butterfly species found in the Indian subcontinent, 695 of them have been recorded in Sikkim, and these include the endangered Kesari Hind, the yellow gorgon, and the Bhutan glory. Major portion of the Sikkim Himalaya is in the lesser and the greater Himalayan zone. However, Sikkim is located in the eastern part of the Indian Himalayan region and is covered by the Precambrian rock, assumed to be much younger in age. Sikkim is considered as a young mountain system still in the process of formation with highly folded and faulted rock strata at several places. Physiography of Sikkim is characterized by great variations in elevation. The land elevation ranged from 250 meters to 8500 meters, and the human settlement in Sikkim is generally concentrated below 300 meters.
Sikkim comes with its own privileged history, founded by the Namgyal dynasty in the 21st century and ruled by the Buddhist priest kings, the Chogyals. Sikkim finally merged with India in 1975 after a referendum and became the 22nd state of our country.
Sikkim was a Buddhist kingdom under the Namgyal Chogyal dynasty from 1642 to 1975. Time and again, the little kingdom had to defend itself against attacks from Nepal. 1835, the area of Darjeeling that had been part of Sikkim until then was annexed by British India. Sikkim then became the protectorate first of British India and after its independence in 1947 of India. With foreign policy and national defense in the hands of India, the political influence of Sikkim became severely restricted when the new constitution came into force in 1955. Bureaucrats planned to bring the monarchy to an end in 1973. The Chogyal, Palden Namgyal Thodup, was crashed in 1975 and Sikkim merged with India as its 22nd state. So here we are with the history of Sikkim. The early history of Sikkim mainly consisted of growing relations of the Lepcha tribe with the Tibetan kingdom. Let's read on to know more about the origins of the Namgyal dynasty in Sikkim. Foreign affairs were a priority in the early kingdom of Sikkim, which was fraught with attacks from neighboring regions. Let's see how Sikkim sought to solve these territorial problems. The Gurkha War is one of the most important wars in the history of Sikkim, which led to the foundation of Nepal and consolidated various kingdoms of this valley. The aftermath of the Gurkha War wasn't in the best interest of Sikkim. Its ties with the British government weakened and resulted in the annexation of the Sikkimese kingdom by the British, thus leading to the inclusion of the Sikkimese kingdom in British India. Sikkim saw positive democratic developments after the independence of India from colonial clutches that resulted in the dismantling of the feudal system. This last slide is about the iconic merger of Sikkim with India, which was a result of increased democratic movements in the region. Sikkim then officially became a state of India on 22nd May 1975.
Sikkim has a unicameral legislature with 32 seats. One seat is reserved for the Buddhist Sangha. Sikkim finds a seat in both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha.
We will try and declutter the very cluttered politics behind the integration of the little state of Sikkim in our country. It is, as we know, a small state sandwiched between India and China. Before its annexation, it was a monarchy ruled by the Namgyal family. Its last king was Palden Thondup Namgyal, the 10th Chogyal of Sikkim. Now, unlike its neighbors Bhutan and Nepal, Sikkim has always held high strategic importance because of the land trading route that lay alongside it, the Chumbi Valley. Even after India got independence, the protectorate status of Sikkim was maintained and the British officer in the Royal Darbar got replaced by the Indian political officer. In the 1940s, though, huge protests were organized across the state, demanding for the abolition of antiquated land laws and also demanding for a responsible government which was more representative of the actual ethnic makeup of the state. Following the Chogyal's promise of considering reforms in the land laws of the state, the Sikkim State Congress Party emerged, which not only represented the true ethnic makeup of Sikkim, but was also to play a huge role in shaping its future. Sikkim was a victim of the Indian administration, and it paid the cost of being geographically surrounded by the two Asian giants, India and China, who were constantly then, as they are now, skeptical of the other's expansionist intentions. With the geopolitics of the region transforming in dangerous manners, the Indian government was not in a mood to take chances in Sikkim. Jawaharlal Nehru, the then Prime Minister of India, had been unable to make a concrete decision on its fate, as he felt that an outright annexation would put India in a negative light on the global stage, and full autonomy, which to be honest was never in the question, would be detrimental to India's defense strategy. In the meantime, the Chogyal had pulled every stop to maintain the separate identity and the independent status of Sikkim. The Sino-India conflict of 1962 was a major turning point in the India-Sikkim relations, as it further directed the attention of the Indian strategic advisors towards Sikkim and its importance in defending the border with China. After Nehru's death, let's fast forward a bit to Mrs. Indira Gandhi's administration, which certainly brought new hope of independence to the Chogyal because he had known her during her trips to Sikkim with her father. And although he was very happy that he might have finally found a near as attentive and considerate to Sikkim as Mr. Nehru himself, his happiness very shortly turned into disappointment. Events after Mrs. Gandhi assumed office as PM played a huge role in sealing the fate of Sikkim. From the Chola incident of 1967 to the Chogyal's frequent trips to Western countries to the rising communism in neighboring Nepal, multiple factors sealed this fate. The Indian government obviously pounced at the opportunity of transferring full power in the state to the Indian chief executive, meanwhile maintaining the Chogyal as a mere constitutional monarch. To avoid the ire of political parties, whose aim was not to merge with India but to establish democracy in Sikkim, bags full of cash were parceled out to influential people in the parties in order to win their acquiescence to the new state of affairs. Nearing its end, Sikkim held its last election as an Indian protectorate in the April of 1974. The main opposition party, the Sikkim National Congress, swept to victory in 31 out of the 32 seats, more so due to the favourable delineation of constituencies decided by the Indian Election Commissioner. Immediately after forming the government, the SNC leadership tabled 15 resolutions. All of these were almost certainly prepared with the help and the encouragement of Mr. B.S. Das, who was the chief executive appointed by the Government of India, and his assistants, of course. It stated that the assembly should resolve to draw up a constitution and to take immediate steps for Sikkim's participation in the political and economic institutions of India. The draft constitution was less like a framework for a democratic Sikkim and more like a proposal for integration with India. It was unacceptable to all parties, including the Chogyal and the SNC government. Demonstrators started to appear on the street, and that was when Das called for an immediate session of the assembly on the 10th of April 1975 to pass two resolutions. The first was that the institution of the Chogyal is hereby abolished, and Sikkim shall henceforth be a constituent unit of India enjoying a democratic and fully responsible government. So much for the Chogyal's dreams of independence. The second resolution provided for an immediate referendum on the first. On the 21st of April, the Indian Parliament made Sikkim a constituent unit of India, thus making it a fully fledged Indian state, the 22nd in the Union.
In spite of the limited mountainous resources, the cuisines of Sikkim are just mouth-watering. Have a look at this video and learn the menus of these nutritiously delicious and lip-smacking delicacies.
Food of Sikkim is a rich mixture of Nepalese, Tibetan, and native Sikkimese food. This blend of the three cultures is very soothing on the taste buds. Here are 9 foods of Sikkim you must try. Momos are steamed buns with a filling. It typically consists of 2 parts, the cover and the filling. Originally, these momos were made with ground meat fillings. Thupka is a kind of noodle soup of Tibetan origin that has found its way to being one of the most loved food in Sikkim. Bhakshapa is a strip of pork fat which is stewed with dry chilies and radish. A spicy and tangy endeavor of this Sikkimese dish is rich in proteins and is made of no oil. Shafale dish of Tibetan origin is literally heaven on your taste buds. Bread stuffed with ground beef and cabbage, made into semicircles and then deep fried, is everything that you need to know about this famous food of Sikkim. Gundruk is a food of Nepalese origin and is one of the staple foods of Sikkim. Gundruk is a leafy dish that is completely vegan and is made out of some leaves of mustard, cabbage, or radish. Sinki is another traditional dish of Sikkim that has not shown any major change either in the ingredients or in the making process. It is very similar to Gundruk but is made out of radish taproots. Kinema is a dish made of soya beans which are boiled and fermented to attain a sticky texture. The dish gives out a pungent smell. Kinema can be had with bhat, that is rice, as a side dish. Dal bhat is nothing but lentil soup with rice. Dal bhat is a staple food in Sikkim which is served with tarkari vegetable curry or meat and chutney. Dindo is prepared by boiling water and slowly pouring in buckwheat, ground millet, or corn flour. The mixture is then continuously stirred until a sticky paste is formed.
Far away in the Himalayas, in a state called Sikkim, is a treasure trove of biodiversity and nature's free gem. Be it the lichens, be it the pines, be it the medicinal plants, be it the vegetation alpine, be it the orchids or be it the primulas, be it the rhododendrons of just any formula. They're all there and the ecology is perfect. The flora and the fauna are the land's asset. How many of these can you identify? How many can you guess? Think and then answer. Please do not make a mess. Alas, the greedy man could just not spare and extended the species which were so rare and endangered those which nature can never remake. Please do something. Take stock, arise, and awake. In spite of being a comparatively small state, Sikkim grosses a GDP of approximately 4 billion US dollars. Nature's gracious bounty makes this agrarian state become the largest producer of cardamom and an ace terrace paddy farming state. Its oranges overshadow the juicy oranges of the western India.
Sikkim, being the capital of Gangtok, has a geographical area of about 7096 square kilometer. There are many state languages like Nepali, Hindi, English, and it has a literacy rate of about 81.42%, with many key industries like tourism, agriculture, pharmaceuticals, etc. Sikkim, a land of natural diversity, also known as the green economy, highlights the fact to remove the jobless nature by creating more livelihood opportunities and creates the message to be job creators instead of job seeker with enhancing the livelihood opportunities and does all this within the ecological limits. Agriculture. Sikkim's economy is based predominantly on agriculture, with the working population mainly engaged in rice, buckwheat, etc. Sikkim is one of the world's principal producers of cardamom, and many farmers are also engaged in livestock. The manufacturing sector of Sikkim had only the cottage industries producing hand-woven textiles, carpets, and many more things. Since that time, several small-scale industries have developed which produce liquor, watches, watch jewels, and small electronic parts. Sikkim exhibits diverse climatic conditions from tropical, moist, temperate, and alpine zones. Agriculture is the primary occupation of the inhabitants of the state, and the major crops include maize, orange, ginger, etc. In context with the Indian society, indigenous knowledge has played an important role in several aspects of people's life, especially when it comes to the context of people's livelihood in Sikkim, a state which was recently transited from feudal to democratic federation in India. Locally produced knowledge in many forms has been of great importance. Tourism in Sikkim has emerged as a new profession of the Sikkimese people with its natural potential. On January 30, 2019, Union Minister for Tourism inaugurated the first project under Swadesh Darshan project at the Zero Point Gangtok, Sikkim. Even as the COVID-19 pandemic ravages across the globe, the government of Sikkim is planning to shut down its tourism sector till October 2020. The state's tourism industry, which has already been hit hard by lockdown, is likely to see massive job losses.
Up in the high altitude with low oxygen pressure, live set of people whose happiness has no measure. They love to learn and believe in education. They have no time to spare and brood over gloomy situations.
A study was done during this corona period to find out which are the happiest states and union territories across the country. Mizoram, Punjab, and Andaman Nicobar are the three happiest states. This has been revealed by the country's first happiness index. Punjab, Gujarat, and Telangana topped the major states, and Mizoram, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh are the top among the smaller states. This study was done between March 2020 to July 2020. 16,950 people from across the country participated in it. The results of the study suggest that marital status, age group, education, and earnings have a positive correlation with happiness. Married people are happier than unmarried people. Dr. Ashley Williams, assistant professor at Harvard Business School, explains that people who give more importance to time than money are happier. Diener identifies 5 factors that contribute to happiness: social relationships, temperament or adaptation, money, society and culture, and positive thinking styles. Happy people have strong social relationships. Sikkim is remarkably content. The predominance of dustbins all over is one of the most striking features of the place. There are no open drains visible in the villages. In fact, almost all tiny huts have a little garden or some kind of attractive patch with flowers and tiny pots if space is a constraint. Every house has its own clean attached toilet. No smelly streets, pigs, or huge heaps of garbage can be seen anywhere. Women have a special position in the Sikkimese way of life. It is women who form the backbone of families and communities. Their positive and strong central attitude towards issues like cleanliness, women's rights, and security lead to a happy state of mind.
As we learn small things about Sikkim, amalgamated well with the mainstream learnings of our nationalized syllabi, we are both awed and intrigued. It is as if we fly into the Himalayas and experience the warmth of the cold tundra climate of North Sikkim.